Yeah, what's up? What's good? What's happening? Welcome to the King M.E show. I'm one half of this thing, King.
Hey y'all, it's me, Michelle. How y'all doing?
We here at the King M.E show attempt to offer a real outlook on a healthy relationship, real being relatable,
Entertaining
accountable,
and loving.
doing a quick tech chest, tech
Tech
test.
chess.
Whoa, did I really tongue twist that bad?
And did I just do the same thing?
Yes, you did,
Mm.
but it's because we twinning. So while I do that, Um, give us a quick little intro into our live stream today. Well, I make sure that the tech side on us is good to go. We are not streaming on Facebook. I don't know how I missed that. That should not have happened that way.
All right, y'all. So today we're talking about some things that are trending in the dating world. And we are going to be taking a look at four, maybe five top things that we see trending. And again, don't forget our email address is thekingandmeshow@gmail.com. Like
Mm-hmm.
total brain fart. Please be sure to hit us up with like your dating stories. Like we just celebrated a new year, the entering of a new year. I know some of y'all went out on dates. I know y'all got booed up. I know y'all had some sneaky links that you connected with that you're not really connected with right now. And we want to hear those dating stories. So please, please, please go ahead, email us, text us, share your story. We will change your name. We'll do all that good stuff. But we want to be able to share whether it was good or bad. So let me start there. Whether it was good or bad, we want to be able to share those stories so that we can have something to share and discuss with other people, because what you think may only be happening to you, we bring it here, and then it could be something that's happening everywhere, or a question that you may have that you may ask us. Let's bring it here so that we can hash it out and hear from other people. So don't keep it a secret. Share it with your besties.
Thanks, baby. Is that Facebook right there?
Um, yes and no.
Oh,
It's not
that's
that
it's
Facebook.
not our Facebook. Okay. Well, it's the signal's not going out to our Facebook, so just it's gonna get re-uploaded over
Oh, it's
there.
not going out to our Facebookies.
Nope.
Okay.
It's so weird that it did get there, but then when I clicked in, it didn't show. But that's a problem for another day. First
Okay.
of all, how you doing? Be honest. Be honest. How
Yeah.
you doing?
Look, I'm perimenopausal.
What
I
does that mean for
am
people that don't understand?
So for people who don't understand, perimenopause is the year to 10 years before a woman hits menopause. I think it is the actual change. So your body is changing from the hormone levels that it used to produce and all that other stuff. It's basically that intro to sis, you ain't never fitting to have kids again. It's like introducing into that time your body is shutting down the factory and deciding that it's no longer going to be a possibility for you. And with all that hormonal change that's going on within you, it affects you in so many ways. And I already have ADHD. So that plus the ADHD, plus this is a busy time at work. A lot of things ramping up as we prepare to end one semester, transition into another semester, in one set of courses, pick up some other courses, holidays. Like it's a lot going on. I feel like I've got some gray hairs forming right now as I speak, but the day did get better. I had some phenomenal students step in and help me today and take a lot of weight off of my plate. So I am better now than I was 12 hours ago.
Do I have anything to I don't know what's the right way to ask this. Be concerned about or worried about? Because anytime I hear people talk about menopause, the stuff that I hear as a man, and I'm just gonna
The
be honest,
change.
as a man, is like the change that ladies go through. And I'm just gonna tell you what the men's circles are saying is that ladies going through menopause can be unbearable.
First of all, I think that that is very chauvinistic of people to say. It is not our fault. Like, this is something that is happening far beyond our control. It is a guarantee that we get the moment that we start our cycle. This is the guarantee that one day it's going to end. Either we end before it or it ends before us. But one way or the other, it's going to come to an end. It's something we can't control. Like, we cannot control the hormones that exist within us. We can do some HRT and see how that works, but aside, and not everyone can even afford or do that. So,
Okay.
we do the best we can. I don't know what to tell you to expect, but the good news is apparently I've been perimenopausal for a really, really long time. So You've
So,
probably been experiencing it for the past 3 years.
so what you're saying is if I met you like this and I still fell in love with you, then I should be okay?
Yes, you said you are. You gonna be all right, my dude. You're not the one who has to go through this stuff.
I don't know what our editor is going to frame from this, but straight up, you have my support. I'm here as long as you just don't turn fully into Mr. Hyde. We'll be okay. If you make a drastic change,
Sir.
about this relationship,
Sir.
just letting you know,
Sir.
ma'am.
It's me and you for life. Okay? We locked in this piece.
As long as you stay and not turn into Dr. Jekyll, Mrs. Hyde.
You said as long as the respect is there, then you're there. The respect is going to be there. So are you. We end this forever. Okay?
Shout out to CJ McLean's in the building, said at times it can be emotional chaos.
He'll be all right. He'll be all right. He'll be fine.
I appreciate you popping in, CJ. Thanks for tuning in. Now, you gave a little bit of what we're going to be talking about today. One thing that came out right before we went live and after we got this thing produced is the upcoming divorce of a social media couple. Now, we are a social media couple.
We are.
And I think that it can be dangerous. And one of the things that people warned us before we started doing this was we're putting our business out there. Desmond and Christy Scott are two people that blew up on TikTok. They have a really large following on TikTok. They have a really large following on Instagram, basically all of the social medias. And this is who we're going to be talking about at the end. It's this couple right here. We're going to share one of her videos when we circle back and come back into the buzz behind them. As surprise, I just put the reveal up early at the beginning, and we'll come and talk about it at the end. They're getting a divorce. So it's going to be interesting how we share our life on social media and the way that things work out. But everybody's talking about it. This made the Breakfast Club of all things. I'd never heard of them, but
prior to this weekend, I had never heard of them.
Now, even though I didn't really know what their names were, I've actually seen some of their content before, being that the algorithm had recommended them to me. So today, what we're going to be talking about for the most part, most of our audience is 28 and above.
Okay.
We don't have a lot of people under the age of 28 from 18 to 28 that come and watch us. It is what it is. But with our content being around modern dating and relationships, one of the things that bugged me about 2025 is reading and hearing about people's short-term dating strategies and how when things didn't work out, they didn't necessarily understand why. So in 2026, I'm looking at offering advice to people to make 2026 the era of intentionality. I can't stand that word. Intentionality. The intentionality era.
Okay. Tell us more.
I shouldn't say things that's more than 3 syllables.
Oh, goodness.
I think that people, when they're looking at dating or getting into relationships, they're looking at a lot of things from a very short-term perspective. How do they look? Do they got a, curvy bust? That fat old badonkadonk.
26, 36.
Are they over the height of 6'1", chiseled jaw? Let me see what them abs looking like. What you packing down there? Like stuff like that. All of those things are what people are looking at, and it's very short-sighted.
I agree.
They're not thinking about what are the values. One of our most popular clips talked about how somebody treats you when you get sick and if you show up for that person. That's the type of person that when you're looking and you're vetting for something potential and long-term, that's the type of person that you should put your focus on.
Yeah.
And it baffles me that a lot of, and it's not even just young people, young and old alike, don't look at long-term. They're more thinking about right now.
So I do want to take a moment before I comment on that to shout out Paul Bennett, who is in the building, most likely, hopefully, really, really bundled up as he is taking his dog for a walk because it's cold here. So I can only imagine what is the cold air that you're feeling up there where you are. Greetings, Paul. Greetings to the family. I think I always looked at it this way. If I ever lost my sight, could I still be in a relationship with this person? And that's to me, that's saying I need to be looking at something beyond their physical being to be with them. Because I do always hold on to the scripture that is in Proverbs 31 that beauty is fleeting. Like it doesn't last forever. Looks fade. Not everyone is going to age as beautifully, with all due respect, as Denzel Washington. Like everyone is not going to age as beautifully as Harry Belafonte. Some people are going to get a little bit less than attractive as they get older. So you really need to be with someone for more than that. And then again, with all due respect to people out there, you have people like Kris Jenner who went and spent 6 figures on a facelift but didn't lift any other part of her body. So like she still has 70-year-old hands, still has 70-year-old feet. And this isn't to knock her, but this is just to say when you invest all of that money in beauty, but not like on the outside, but not on the inside, it shows over time. So you really need to invest in who you are on the inside and all of that instead of focusing so much on the outside, especially when it comes to you looking for a partner. Please take time to consider who they are on the inside and all that other stuff, not just external features that fade or age over time.
Now, I'm going to ask you a very specific question.
Yes.
Before you and I got into a relationship, I know you had ebbs and flows of relationships that you were in and out of. What month do you think sees the biggest spike in people actively seeking something online anyway? Because as we know in modern society, that's one of the ways that people look for relationships. What month do you think has the biggest spike?
September.
It was the 1st of September.
It was the 3rd of September.
So
the day I'll always remember, cause that is my birthday. Go ahead. What's the answer?
There is a week called Peak Week.
Peak Week. Okay.
Peak Week happens in January. And what it is, you get many people out there, new year, new me.
New year, new me.
And then
they be the exact same person.
Yep. And they say the same person, but they think I've done the work. I've changed. I have been in a metamorphosis. I am going to come out here and present my metamorphosized self to the people out here as I am and go out and see what the market has for me. The spike jumps up to 68% of new signups, downloads, and things of Hinge, Bumble, all the dating apps, hookup apps, really.
Okay, right.
And
what about POF? Does POF still get love? Do people still use POF? Plenty of Fish?
Here's the thing. Overall, the data is actually showing that a lot of these dating sites are starting to lose money.
I wonder why.
Not losing money, but they're having a sharp drop in revenue.
I wonder why.
Because the transparency and people not being intentional, it's out there. I think people are being smarter about having their time wasted. That's what it is. In the 20s, in your 20s, you're too dumb to realize, and you think
he just called y'all dumb.
You think you have all the time in the world, but you're too dumb to realize that one of your most valuable assets is time. So people are wasting their 20s thinking that what they're looking for is what they're looking for, and it's not. They're too dumb. And you get into these commitments, and not only are you not building value, but you're wasting time in which you could be building value. And once you get to where you add value, that's when you really attract the thing that matters for you. Outside of that, you're just out having fun, not being intentional about what you're doing.
Go ahead.
And it's leading to what we're seeing today.
I was just going to say, I think one of the issues, also the circle, the people that you keep around you. So for example, we always used to say growing up, birds of a feather flock together, and that you were like the people that you hang around, right? Like there's obviously some commonalities. Well, if you are a single person and you're trying to meet people and you're hanging around a bunch of other single people of the gender that you're not interested in dating, how likely do you think it's going to be that you are going to find someone to date? Like, I don't think that that is something that people are considering. Like, girl time, like, let me hang out with my girls. Well, how do you expect to, if you're interested in men, how do you expect to meet a man? And if you're always with your boys and you and all of your boys are single, how do you expect to meet a woman? And this is not saying to not spend time with these people, but it's saying that you have to be really, again, really intentional with your time, realizing that you need to actually go out there and date, hang around people who are married, because people who are married have a little bit of insight to offer. They may have people that they can introduce you to. I mean, that's how King and I met. We met from someone who is married, someone who is a friend to both of us. And I think that that's something that people don't take into consideration. Plus, again, very respectfully, COVID made us antisocial. COVID took away our ability to be social and to engage with other people, because now, like, we don't know how to talk to people. We don't know how to communicate with people. We do not know how to look someone in their eyes and have a conversation with them. Like,
I'm genuinely surprised when people actually do that. I'm actually surprised. And that's the fact that that's kind of the standard now
yeah.
is where we're just lost. I know culturally, sometimes in different cultures, the expectations are different. Like we were in Asia, and in Asia, people don't really like look at
Make eye
you in
contact.
your
Yeah,
eyes
it's
like
considered
that.
disrespectful.
But in
And I'm
Europe,
not,
it's the
yeah,
opposite.
yeah. And I'm not discrediting cultural differences. Totally not. I am specifically speaking for the American culture here, which is to make eye contact or to at least be able to communicate effectively with people. And people don't do that. Like ghosting people, leaving them on red. Like this is the culture that we have. And we have social media trends that say ghost them. Don't effectively communicate with someone. Let's act like a 3-year-old and just stop talking to people. And that'll be fine. No, it's immature, and karma is a whole thing. If you don't believe in God, if you don't believe in, the golden rule, then believe in karma. That stuff comes back to you.
I agree. Now, let me ask you this, and this is going to go into our next segment.
Okay.
When I met you, did you think, and be honest, that I was emotionally honest with you at the beginning?
I think you weren't fully emotionally honest with yourself.
In what way?
Because I knew you loved me. You just didn't know it then. And you
Oh
refused to
my
admit.
goodness. Yo.
Yay.
When we met, I told you I wasn't looking for a relationship.
Yes, you were very honest about that.
I want to say, did I ever say, like, I don't know if I know how to be in a relationship?
I don't think so. I don't remember it. I also don't remember what I did earlier today, so that may not be the best.
I was emotionally honest with you today about something. Can we talk about it?
Sure, let's talk about it.
Your face said everything. So today I told Michelle that one of the things that I still struggle with as somebody who, after my divorce, started to really make decisions by myself without no one else to consider. I told her that in this relationship 3 years later, I still struggle with that. And that was emotional honesty. But what did Michelle choose to hear?
Michelle chose to hear that he doesn't like having to come to anyone to confer with anyone before he does anything.
And that is not what I said at all. Definitely not what I meant and not my intentions. My intentions were to be emotionally honest with her about the fact that would I prefer to just be like, yeah, I'm about to get up and go do this and not have to worry about. I don't like checking in. Like even saying it made me feel filthy. But like I just want to get up and go and do without having to let somebody else know. I get why it's a good thing to do. I do. Honestly, I do. Yet it itches my back a little bit. And it's not because of the hair that's on my back. But I'm being emotionally honest with you. I felt comfortable sharing that with you, knowing that I'm not sharing it with you to be disrespectful, I'm not sharing it with you to discredit our relationship or tear anything down. I'm just letting you know how I feel about something. I bring that up because it's my opinion that if more people are able to do that, that's not necessarily a bad filter to have.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it can lead to somebody accepting you for who you are, understanding why you're saying what you're saying.
I don't disagree with you.
Okay. I also said some other things, but I'm like, hey, look, cards on the table. Here's where I'm at. And it was me being emotionally honest. Because at that point, the reason why I did that, it I wanted to give you the ability to assess how I viewed myself
Mm-hmm.
and determine if it was something that you really wanted to pursue. Because again, time is that thing that when I realized after peace, PEACE, when I realized how valuable time was, I'm like, I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste mine if you're looking for things like children.
Mm-hmm.
I had a vasectomy. You could not get a child from me. You vlogged about being a mother and other things in your vlog on godhappenedtome.com, in which she writes something every weekly. Go check it out.
Oh, thank you.
So I wasn't sure if the person that I was emotionally was going to be somebody that you were able to be with.
I think the biggest thing that I needed from you then and still need from you now is not that you are per se emotionally honest with me, because yes, I do need that. But what I really need is you to be emotionally honest with yourself, and for that honesty to start internally. And like, I see what Paul Bennett said when he said that people say they want emotional honesty, but most can't handle it.
Agree. There was a time in my life that I couldn't.
I I don't disagree with that. I will say maybe most can't handle it, and then I think some are just like, they're hurt to hear it. Like, it just hurts to hear. Not that I can't deal with what you're
Mm-hmm.
saying, but that it hurts to hear it.
And that's
And
understandable.
I think some people get trapped in that moment of what I just heard hurt me, and that's where they struggle. Like for me, when you shared what you shared earlier, in the moment it hurt to hear that.
That's understandable.
Like, I appreciated and still appreciate that you shared it, but it did hurt to hear in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's part of it too.
Shout out to Hussein Ali on WTF Nation Radio. I give you a salute and thank you for tuning in. Now, Paul said, King and I are members of the V Club. Paul, what's the V Club, my man?
Vasectomy.
Oh, the vasectomy gang. What? Yeah. Hey, look, I'm going to tell y'all right now, having a vasectomy is not bad. Keon Pole on Instagram does a really good joke about having a vasectomy. I'm gonna advise y'all to go and check that out. Not while we're live, but at the end of it. It's KEONPOLEE. Really funny joke about a vasectomy. I am somebody that don't mind talking about it. It seems to be a taboo subject for a lot of people, and there's a lot of misinformation about it as well. But I don't want to get off topic about that because that's not what this episode's about. Maybe we should do. No, I don't think we could do a whole episode on this about it.
Not having kids.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm perimenopausal, so guess what I won't be able to do? So we could have a whole episode on why we're not having any kids, since so many people ask us.
I think that
Tune in next week.
That's actually good. I think that there's 3 things that people should do that they should be honest about when they're going out. And Paul did this. Paul shared how him and his wife met several decades ago. Like, I don't mean to. That sounded bad.
Gracious, that sounded so bad. Horrible. Paul, he just called y'all old. I wouldn't take that if I were you. I'm just saying.
That sounded so bad. Is your intentions, your expectations, and your availability. Those 3 things right there, you should put on Jump Street up front and just be honest. People lie because they're trying to get something and they're trying to keep you on the hook, and their line, that lure that they have, is the lie. to keep you on the hook because they don't want to discredit themselves.
And I think some people are lying to themselves. Like, I think one thing that we're forgetting is that some people, and I think that's where the intentionality comes behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Some people may not be intentionally lying to other people. Some are. But I don't think some people are intentionally lying to others. I think they are internally lying to themselves and they don't realize that they are lying to other people.
Yep. I think that when you withhold things, you're wasting your own time and the time of that other person. Mm-hmm. And you don't even realize it. Like you unconsciously don't know that the reason why the relationship turned sour or turned bad is because you withheld and you lied and you didn't put that clear-cut thing up front, and that's why it turned sour.
Oh, I just love Paul.
Yeah. See, I love this. He said it's not an insult, it's an honor and a blessing to be with someone for almost 3 decades. Shout out to you, and shout out to R Payne. I know he's live right now, but he's somebody that would catch our stuff if we weren't on right now.
Yeah.
Him and his wife have been married for
a long time.
A long time. I think he's going on about four or so plus decades. So shout out to those guys. Now, we've been sharing our relationship and we're on year 4, or we're building on year 4. Mm-hmm. How many other people can you think about that are at 10 plus years that are actively sharing their relationship? I've got 0, where both people are. There are some instances where people solo kind of talk about things, but not both.
I don't see both. But also, I don't see both because I don't think a lot of people have that desire. Like, it may not be a passion of both people to go out and share things. And I think some people may have found the trick. Like, the way to make their relationship work is if they don't jointly do things.
Now, I'll tell you something that I did that I acknowledged that I messed up on.
What's that? Ooh. Tell me more.
I don't like being on the phone.
Oh my gosh.
I don't like being on the phone.
And you lied to me about that when we got together.
I did.
You deceived me.
Yes.
Not lied.
Yes.
You deceived me.
I did. And what she means is that when we were first talking, we'd be up at night, late nights.
On the phone,
staying on the
falling
phone,
asleep together.
FaceTiming each other, falling asleep together.
I'm listening to him snore and everything. It's like, let me give my version of it, okay? We would get on the phone, I would go to sleep, and this was back when I used to get to work at 6 a.m. so that I could do my walks. So I'd pull into school 5:50, get up to the school, and still be on the phone with him, literally just listening to him snore, freight train coming in and out, listening to him snore. And then I would get into the building, and I would ever so gently be like, all right, King, I'm at work now. I love you. Have a good day. And then get off the phone with him. And now King is all like, I don't like talking on the phone.
I don't like talking on the phone.
But he did back then.
I did back then, and that was a mistake. So something that I recommend early is that if you're not somebody that's a texter, but at least you're consistent, just say that. Be like, look, I don't text back every day like that, or I'm not an everyday texter type person. As long as that's true, be true about your communication style. However, I can be consistent for you. So what does that help me understand what that looks like for you? You don't have to bend to the other person's will, but you have to be honest about what you can do. And then as long as they accept it, honor what it is that y'all both negotiated on that. That's the one thing that if I could go back, I'd do different.
We did not both negotiate not talking on the phone. I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, but I'm saying if I could go back, I would do that differently.
How do you know we'd even be here if you had done that differently? What if that was what sold me on you? Oh, he's so sweet. He talks to me all night long, even if it's just his story, and then he makes sure I get to work safely.
Then I deceived you.
You
because I am not.
I told you that. You deceived me.
Yes.
I fell for this man who would talk to me as I went to work, and now I don't have that anymore.
Y'all hear this? Wow. I'm just saying, I didn't practice what I preached
I
there.
felt safe and secure because I knew my man was on the phone with me. And I knew that I would get to my destination safely. And that, God forbid, if anything happened, I could just be like, hey! And like you would wake up and like you would come to my rescue.
You got all of that from me staying on the phone with you
Yes.
for 90 minutes or so past like my normal wake up time.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Look, so one of the things that people need to be clear about too is if you don't want to be casual, just say that. If you're looking for casual, just say that. You'll be surprised at the amount of other people that could go, you know what? I'm good with that. And define really what that looks like.
I think people need to be afraid to stop having honest conversations with people. You did that with me. Like, you flat out told me what you were interested in. Like, you were just interested in friendship. And we were like, okay. Like, the moment I knew that we were friends and we were just going to be friends, I sang around you. And that's something I don't do because I cannot sing. So I started singing around you because I was like, well, oh, well, whatever. He's not interested in me. We're not going to get together. Who cares if he hears how off key I sound, like how horrible I sound? So that one day that, like, our first outing, where we were just hanging out and we were just friends, like you had already friend zoned me. I don't even remember what song it was. I just remember being a passenger in your car and I'm singing loud and off key and I did not care because you had already put me in a friend box.
I've got something for you as a business teacher. There's a couple of things here that we're talking about, and tell me if you agree with this or not. First thing, being transparent increases compatibility and trust. Agree or disagree?
Agree. Yes.
Clear labels do two things. It reduces buyer's remorse and emotional sunk costs. Agree or disagree?
I would 100% agree.
Now translate that into a non-business term.
All right, repeat that last one again.
That clear labels reduce buyer's remorse and emotional sunk costs.
So in order to address that, you have to go back and define what those things are. So let's start with
buyer's remorse.
Buyer's remorse. So buyer's remorse is that feeling of regret that you get or you experience after you buy something, and for whatever reason, like you feel like you shouldn't have bought it. So let's say I have $200 in my bank account that I could use to like pay a bill or something, but instead I take 150 and I go buy something that I may have wanted. Buyer's remorse can kick in because now that I spent that 150 that I can't get back, I'm like, I should have used this on something else, or the product that I bought is actually not very satisfying to me. I'm not getting much economic utility out of it because I know that I should not have bought this. That's buyer's remorse. You buy something and then you instantly feel bad, or shortly thereafter buying it, you feel bad for having bought it. And then emotional sunk costs. When we think of sunk costs, we think of, and that's SUNK. When we think of sunk costs, we think of, I've paid money into this, I've invested. It's normally talking about money, but in this case, we're talking about emotions. I've invested something into something and I put too much into it to just walk away from it. So I'm going to stay here with this plan, with this thing that I've invested into, no matter how happy or unhappy it's making me right now. An example of that would be, let's say you paid for a vacation trip to go on with your friends to the Bahamas, and you paid all the money for it, like everything you paid, and it is non-refundable money. And then you have a falling out with your friends and you're like, well, it's sunk cost. Like, I've already put all this money into it. I might as well go, because you feel like you've invested too much into it to not go anymore. That would be an example of sunk cost. So what this is saying is, if we put clear labels, kind of like that nutrition label that you have on every single food item that you have to buy in the United States.
Nice.
If we clearly label every single thing that we have or everything that we do in a relationship, we won't have buyer's remorse. So if we do that with every single relationship that we're in, we're not going to get to a point where we're like, oh, I'm in this relationship and I'm not happy anymore because I didn't say X, Y, and Z. I didn't do this stuff. So that buyer's remorse part, and we're not going to have an emotional sunk cost because, again, I was clear, I was transparent, I was very upfront about everything. So I'm not going to get to a point where I feel like I've invested too much and now it's not worth it. So that's what it meant.
Now, what you just said ties into something that Paul just wrote here. Paul said that it's hard to see how people can be casual and sexual. I know that people can compartmentalize, but that's too intimate for him. And he's old enough to know that about himself, because I think age matters when it comes to how you really know yourself, right? And we're gonna talk about that with the Desmond Scott and Christy Scott divorce because of how they met
Mm-hmm.
and how their life is going, and now that they're divorcing, I I've got reasons why. Um, I think it's up to you to know if you can be that person or not, right? Like, could I compartmentalize and be sexual with somebody, but not care about the intimacy part of it because that's what we agreed on and just be casual? I can.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, and Paul, I say this with all due respect, you typically don't hear a lot of men saying that.
Yes, it's
You
rare.
typically do hear women saying that, women
Mm-hmm.
who can't separate the two. Um, I am someone who believes that I don't believe in just casual, casual sex because I believe that there's an intertwining of spirits and souls and like all of that in there. And I believe that once P goes into V, there's a level of connection, there's a level of intimacy that exists. And no matter, like, putting, STDs aside, putting all of that other stuff, putting the possibility of pregnancy aside, there's still a connection that is there, that when one person causes the other person to climax, there's an instant connection that is forever there. And I believe that that's a spirit that you should not play with in any way, shape, or form. So I personally don't see how people can be casual. And this is coming from someone who lived her 20s.
Cat Primo 033 over on YouTube with WTF Nation Radio said, if they don't have a foundation of God, it's very easy and justifiable. Why would someone say that?
Because they don't believe in what I just said. So I do believe that there is a soul tie that happens when two people are intimate. Um, However, if you don't believe in any spiritual being, then why would you believe in the soul and that there is some type of tie and connection that comes from that level of intimacy? So I can see where that comes from.
Okay. Now, what I'm going to recommend that people do in this era of intentionality. Ooh, I said it right. I'm going to recommend this. Don't necessarily focus so much on the date or the activity. Focus on the person. Get to know that person. Go out if it's a nice day outside and you're in Southern California where they have good weather year round, y'all lucky SOBs.
It never rains in Southern California. I'm sorry. Go
Go
ahead.
out on a walk. Not you don't have to go, let's do this whole fancy hike thing. Let's just walk and talk. If talking's not your thing because you're not a talking person, that's fine. Connect with somebody on some type of a shared activity because that's something you could always come to. If you are a gamer, look for another gamer because at least that person understands what gaming is for you, and that's something that y'all could do together on some level, even if y'all don't play like the same type of games. If you are somebody that is active in any type of a community, maybe if you're dating for intentionality, you would have a higher chance of success finding somebody within that same community, and that's how you're looking at finding someone. Now, I'm not saying that these are guarantees to work. What I'm telling you is that if your short-term successes aren't working with what you're doing now, be a little bit more intentional about what you have going on and be honest. One of our good friends, a friend of the show, shout out to Greek Pete, he made these awesome mugs for us. I had to.
Where are the bugs?
Oh, they're upstairs. You haven't seen them yet. I'm just keeping both of them for now. They're in good hands. Pete asked me a very specific question about something with his dating profile and things like that. And I made some recommendations, but also, and I'm not going to put Pete's business out there on this channel. He can put his own information and stuff out there. Pete has a lot going on. And with what he has going on, it might not be that he has the availability to find the relationship that he's looking for. And that's what I tried to tell him the other day. His availability. That's one of the things that people need to be upfront with somebody else. And also upfront with themselves. If you're taking care of a family or a loved one, if you are in college and you're getting your whatever advanced degree, it doesn't even have to be an advanced degree, and school's just kicking your behind, you might not have time to date. For as much as you don't want to be lonely, or when you do have time, you would rather spend it in the comfort of another warm body. Fight that urge.
Right.
Fight the urge.
They're
Uh,
so romantic.
Understand, I think people need to start being real with themselves. And that's what's lacking. Folks want to go out here, put themselves on the dating market while they're going through a divorce. Ink ain't dry on the paper yet. Somebody said that they went through a 10-year divorce and said that it was unrealistic for them to not put themselves back on the dating market because their divorce took 10 years before it got finalized. I think if you need to wait 10 years until the ink dries, then you should. Because every time you try to make a move or make a step, there's always that potential chance that that person could legally come back and ask for more or do something else and jack up what you got going on. I think it's too much of a risk. People don't understand risk. I'm sorry. I am so hype about this.
But I think part of the issue is people don't understand themselves. Like they have never done any internal work, any self work, and they don't know who they are. If you don't think that you can sit for the time that you get divorced to be single, that's because you don't know who you are. You have built your whole image around you in a relationship. For those people who are like chronically in a relationship or serial monogamous, like they are in relationship after relationship after relationship after relationship. I think it's because they don't know how to be single. Like you don't know how to sit down and enjoy your own company. You need to feel satisfaction from being with someone else, and I think that that is a problem. Not the problem, but a
A
problem.
problem.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Now, two things in addition to what I talked about earlier. In this era of intentionality, two things, and they're not that hard, but they're also not easy. A, clear communication, and B, transparent expectations.
Okay.
That's all we're asking for. And that's a lot in itself. I'm not even going to sit here and say that it's simple. That is a lot in itself. But it's my belief that when you are transparent and honest about who you are as a person, that you'll attract a more valuable person that is worth giving your time to. And then I think you have a greater success and a greater chance of it working out.
Okay.
Now, we're going to end the show talking about a story that's gone viral here with this couple that's on the thing, Christy and Desmond Scott.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this couple, they are in their 30s, I believe.
She's 30, he's 34.
Okay, thank you.
From what I heard.
Married since they were 19, met at the age of 14. Up until recently, they had been each other's only because there are allegations of infidelity that in the court filings that Christy filed, because she was the one that filed, she's alleging that he had been, he had been sliding his willy in certain places.
Look,
outside of hers.
I was watching this movie yesterday called The Assessment,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw a prime example of how someone can just slip and fall in somebody else. Like apparently it can happen.
Wow. I've heard.
I gotta show you that clip.
So what'd you do? Just
I gotta show you that clip.
Slip and fall.
Apparently it can happen. Like I saw it for myself.
Now, I'm gonna show a video. This was from Christy's. She goes. It's not Christy Scott now. It's Christy something else on her TikTok page. This is who I'm talking about, and I had to mute the audio. So she would do stuff like this, where she would walk around, showcasing herself, doing flips and tricks and stuff in heels. Her and her family. I don't think they blurred out the kid's face. Did they blur out the kid's face? They did blur out the kids' faces. Okay, because they do feature the kids in videos as well, but the kids are blurred out. It's primarily just them two. Nice house. They have independent social media pages. That was something that they did as well, which is something that we do. You and I have our own social media, and then we have the King M.E, where we share a lot of what we've got going on. So this is her doing her thing in heels, conventionally attractive lady, conventionally attractive guy, right? Like they can walk in places, and as long as they've got game, they could pull if they were individuals. So this is the couple, mega viral for sharing their relationship for as long as they were. It is being alleged, and I don't know this, so I'm going to put allegedly out there, that he started to get jealous of her success and showcase that by stepping out on her. He had a social media post, and this was the sorriest social media post that any man who got caught doing something could ever put out there, talking about how respecting the family as things move forward, and how it's always about the kids, and because she's the mother of his children that she's gonna come first. And I'm like, no, you can't do that, because by doing that and saying that, 6 years from now, when somebody else slides in, are you gonna automatically say that that person's just always second? If he gets remarried, which in my opinion, call me wrong on this one, I think that with his name, image, and likeness and his success, I don't think he needs to be married to have a social media presence and still earn money and be out there like that. He doesn't need it. So I don't think he gets back into a marriage. I think, this is my take on this, I think he probably had a lot of people sliding in his DMs. The temptation was there, and she likely has too. And the temptation's there, and because of her success and people that would comment more on her and not necessarily anything about him, he started to go, you know what? I want to feel needed too, maybe outside of his relationship. And that's where he messed up at.
I think sometimes you just have to go back to basics and learn how to find fulfillment within your home.
Yes. I am somebody that can't understand why you would, if you have that fulfillment in your home, go outside. Now, if it's lacking, I saw a clip, and I can't remember who said it, where somebody basically said, look, this is lacking. If I don't get this from you, I'm going to go get it from some other place.
I also am all about accountability, because, it's the A in real for us. I'm all about accountability. Ladies, men, why do you approach someone that you know is in a relationship? Like, I think that's tacky. I think it's absolutely tacky and disgusting for people who build their entire worth around being with someone who is already in a relationship. And like, they very well know that person is in a relationship. There are some people who actively seek out people. And let me tell you now, let me just real quick put this out there. We have a joint account, so please do not ever think about sliding into anything that says the King M.E and trying to approach him. Because while he won't tell me what's on his account, I know everything that happens on our joint account. Don't play that. Do not play that. And men, if you see me posting a picture with my man, like I've been posting for the past 3.5 years, please don't slide up in my DMs on any type of foolishness.
I think it's insane that people try that.
I think it is too. Like, I think it's tacky. Like, the word that I'm gonna use is tacky. It is despicable. You need to grow up and find someone on your own who's not actively involved in a relationship. And people, if you are in a relationship, stop approaching other people. Like, that is tacky as well. Like, honor the commitment that you're in, or get out of the commitment. Point blank, period. Like, if you didn't feel like she was honoring you, like she wasn't giving you attention, she was starving you for attention, then okay, be like, look, Christy, like, this is where we are. I know we've been together since we were teenagers. I really do want to love you and be with you forever, but I feel like some things are lacking. And if sis says, no, well, I'm not changing, then divorce her. but why cheat on her? Like, I always come back to that type of stuff. Bad karma, really bad karma, really bad juju that you putting out there, whatever your word is, really bad stuff that you putting out there. And then two, you open up everyone to STDs. Like, do people not realize STDs and STIs are still a thing?
That's the
Like,
thing for me.
can we stop that? Can we stop infidelity? Because it opens up the world to STDs and STIs. Like, I need y'all to realize some stuff cannot get fixed in a doctor's office. Okay.
Nope.
There are some things that medication is not going to heal. Y'all need to stop it. It is disgusting. It is tacky. It is irresponsible. It is not adult like behavior. That is childlike stuff that you do. This whole tit for tat. Oh, let me get my next lick or whatever. Like, that is immature. Grow the F up.
This couple met when they were young. Do you think that them and their youth played a factor in why they didn't last as long? Met at 14, married at 19.
No, I don't think their age or when they met or anything plays a role in that. I think their lack of maturity as they age played a role in it.
Ooh.
If you don't take time to grow, this is what I talked about. This is something we've talked about before. If growth doesn't happen in a relationship, or only one person grows, or basically if you're not growing at the same rate, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem.
When you said no, I was ready to disagree with you. But then as you said the rest of your sentence, I was like, oh, that's actually the same thing that I was going to say as well. I think that they didn't know each other. I know they didn't know themselves in their youth. Then they got older and they started to really figure out that part.
And they figured it out at different rates.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, like you mentioned, I'm a business teacher. I'm just thinking of like a bar graph, right? Where you're showing two different things, not a bar graph, a line graph, where you're showing two different things. If we're both going, like if we both start here and we're, trending upwards, that's great. But if we're trending upwards at different paths, so like I'm skyrocketing, I am straight going up, and you're kind of like this. So like after time, we're here, like we're both going up, but like we're here, that's not going to be healthy for us. We both have to be growing at the same rate. The slope needs to be the same, okay? We need to be parallel. Same slope.
The Scots also did something that pisses me off. You do all of this public sharing of yourselves, of your lives, things like that. Yeah, but then when it's time for the breakup, we respect our privacy and all of that. No, sit down, turn on that camera, and tell it all.
You mean like Derek Jackson?
The opposite, because even that fool still lied, holding his lady's hand all hostage like this.
Well, she's sitting there with a bonnet.
While she's sitting there with a bonnet on her head.
So disrespectful.
Golly. Well, look, y'all, that's our time. This was our first live stream of 2026. Even though we had a video come out last week, it was not live. But I love the live format. The live
still
format.
Got like 8 minutes.
No, we don't. We have to end it earlier because of the next show that's coming on.
Okay, so we still got like 4 minutes.
Okay.
All right. I will spend this time telling y'all how much I love King Smith. Okay.
I know how to do it. I'm sorry. Not no to you, but we have some upcoming things that are planned. I was going to get into that. We're going to go to the Statue of Liberty here soon. Be sure to tune in to the King M.E show, as we're going to incorporate vlogs into what we're doing here in 2026. As we have our experiences, because one of the things that we talked about was not just sharing our lives, but sharing experiences together. We're going to be going to national parks, visiting some of these places that in 41 years of me living, I've never been to. And while we do it, we're going to vlog it, package that up, and put that out there for people to check out. So be sure to watch our channels as we do that. Too much time's going by. What you got?
I mean, I had a whole thing, but then you shut me down. You wouldn't let me share it. So now I don't want to share it.
But you should.
I don't want to. I was just going to pour out my unrelented love for you. But moments passed.
Okay. So, thanks for tuning in to the King M.E show. See, I was expecting you to feel that time.
You took my shine away earlier. Like it doesn't just come back once the shine goes. It's like a candle. Like you can't just like immediately relight it. Like it needs a little second to catch its breath.
I think you're not giving yourself. You're selling yourself short.
I think you cut me off while I was trying to tell the story about my love for you.
No, I was reframing the time so that we both could do what we had to do to fill the time.
But I have ADHD. My memory's horrible. You should have let me go first. Anyway, so have you been over to thekingandmeshow.com yet? Have you checked out our fashion and found something that is perfect just for you? You know what we said about our hoodies, like they bring people together. So bring yourself over to the website, find something that you love, make sure you go ahead, cop that, and then buy one in the size of what you think your potential partner is going to wear. And then like when you go up to the bar and like you meet someone and just be like, hey, did you drop this hoodie? Like that's a line that I saw in a movie where like they would buy necklaces and then be like, hey, did you drop this?
I
Like,
like that.
hey, did you drop this hoodie? No, you didn't. Well, hey, let's talk. Let's go through this. Let's discuss some things. You know, pick up what's that? Increase your riz. Like, go ahead. Do some fancy things. Ball out on our website.
Also on our website is a place for you to enter your email and sign up for our newsletter. Sign up for the newsletter and don't look at it as, oh, there's another thing that's going to come into my email. No, when we do special things like giveaways, that's where it's going to come from.
Yes.
So go to thekingandmeshow.com, buy some merch, and also sign up for our newsletter. And I don't just mean no, oh, it's going to be some little rinky dink type giveaway. No, we travel places. When we travel places, we get things.
Yes.
Know how you can get some of those things?
Mm-hmm.
Sign up for our newsletter so that when we do a giveaway, you will get access to it. And the first giveaway is going to be at the end of this month. So if you want to know how to be a part of that, thekingandmeshow.com, join our newsletter.
All right, and just real quick to those devastating divas of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, happy 113th Founders Day. I know it's a day early. Last year we were live on Founders Day. This year we are not. So tomorrow is our 113th Founders Day. Shout out to you, all my sorors. I love you forever, forever, forever. Yeah. All my love. There we go. All of my love, my peace and happiness, I'm gonna give to Delta. All of my love, my love, my love, my peace and happiness, I'm gonna give to Delta. Woo! There you go.
Isn't that the same thing that Jay-Z throw up when he be like Rock Nation?
No, that's something totally different. Plus, again, we're 113 years old, so we've been doing it for a really, really long time.
Unless you're a part of the Illuminati.
Anyway.
And that's what the Illuminati does.
Anyway, 113 years.
Illuminati's been out longer. Just saying.
January 13th, 1913, Howard University, holla back.
Okay. For those of y'all that are watching on WTF Nation Radio, be sure to tune in. Let me look at the calendar here to make sure that the Monday edition is going. The Monday edition is going. So tune in to the Monday edition hosted by Radar at WTF Nation Radio. To everybody else out there on the King M.E channels and on Perry Productions page, thanks for tuning in. I'm King.
I'm Michelle.
And we out. Peace.